Yeah.
And we are on mute.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. This is one of our first time doing this workshop. So this is how to create a business that's meant to last. And so we're going to be talking a little bit about structures and systems that existing business owners should always think about implementing within their business. And so what I'll do is I'll first give now it's not working again. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. And so I want to thank first our partners here for this event. City of San Luis, first and foremost, thank you so much to Rogelio and Armando for always being so supportive of some of the initiatives, Local First Arizona, but also with your partners throughout the city, the Small Business Development Center, with Arizona Western College, and also Arizona Commerce Authority. We're really grateful for what ACA does for our state. And definitely check out some of the resources that they have online. There's tons of resources for businesses that you can take advantage of for your growth. Also, Greater Yuma Economic Development for being supportive of the initiatives of AWC, SBDC, of Local First, and Arizona Commerce Authority. So we want to thank you for your support and for just being very active within our community. Next. And your facilitators, of course, is myself, Vanessa Castillo-Bell. I'm the Senior Business Development Manager with Local First Arizona. But I'm from Yuma, and so happy to say that I'm from Yuma and very supportive of our community throughout the past 18 years, working with small businesses in our community, helping them start and scale and grow. Also, Mary Lopez, I would like to introduce Mary Lopez. You want to come up here, Mary, and say something so that those on Zoom, hello, can also see you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for being here today to this great workshop. It's amazing. It's got great information that is prepared for all our entrepreneurs in our area to help them sustain and grow their business. My name is Mari Carmen Lopez. I'm the business counselor for the Small Business Development Center. We are located at the Arizona Western College in the downtown area. So please come see us if you have any questions on starting your business, growing your business. We're there at no cost to you guys in the community. Thank you and enjoy the workshop.
Thank you so much, Mary. And so next slide, Rogelio, if you can, because this one's not working. Oh, the previous. There we go. Okay, there we go. So if you do need any type of Spanish translation, Mary will be able to help me with those. So anybody on Zoom, if you do need some things to be translated in Spanish, Mary will be supportive with doing those translations. Some of the words that you may not be able to understand fully, please let us know. Si necesitan algo de traducción en español, por favor, díganos por Zoom, si están en Zoom, díganos antes para poder traducir las palabras de esa presentación. All right, so my first slide, I want to share this quote that I pulled up. And, I want you to remember, you didn't just start a business to get stuck or to burn out. You started, and that was the hardest part with starting, right? And taking that leap of faith. Today's about learning to build stability and freedom. I want to ask something to you guys. What does stability and freedom mean to you? And also on Zoom, you feel free to add it in the chat. I have Rogelio here from the City of San Luis monitoring the chat for us. But what does stability and freedom mean to you?
Stability means having a great team that can leave behind doing what they know and intellectually. Let's say have freedom to go out and recruit and teach and educate our families, parents, my community to what we offer.
Thank you just for sharing that. So having a great team, yes, that's awesome. To be able to have more freedom and to be able to help the community. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? All right. Go on to the next slide. What you'll walk away with today. I'm going to be able to help you with these. some key takeaways for today is shift your mindset when it comes to your business and the purpose and the reason and the future of your business. We have a few exercises and some tools and some worksheets for you to complete today, or at least start if you can't complete them. I want to also be able to hear and define your vision. I want you to be able to define your vision of your business. What's the end goal? Okay. And lay your foundation. We're going to talk about how you laid your foundation already, but also in addition to that, adding another foundation to be able to scale and to be able to create a business that's meant to last. Also build for sustainability, meaning is it going to last? Is it going to go, right? Or at some point, what are you going to do with the business? And then also take action, a 90-day plan. We're going to talk about what you can do in the next 90 days to be able to shift your business into not just a hobby or a hustle, but into something that's meant to last. Next slide.
Just got a question from Jorge.
Cool. Question from Jorge.
He's asking if we could center the camera to see the presentation, and we're sharing the screen. So, Jorge, si nos escucha, puede ver la pantalla ahorita. Estamos compartiendo las imágenes.
Okay. Yeah, let me know. All right. What do you see in this picture? Very common.
Man, power of hats.
Yeah, a man with a tower of hats. As business owners, would you be able to relate to that man with multiple hats, wearing multiple hats? We wear the manager hat. We wear the entrepreneur hat, the CEO hat, the marketing hat,
Does that look better, or
the financial hat. We wear the CPA, the accountant hat, you name it, right? So this is where the mindset shift starts to happen, from hustler to actual builder. What is a hustler? Hustler is somebody who works in the business constantly. That means you wear every hat. That means you react to problems. Focus on sales just for today, right? And not so much long term. Feels busy, but not always profitable. You can have a very busy business, but not making any type of profits at the end of the year, and feeling like, where did all that money go? Now, the builder mindset is you work on the business. You're not in the every single everyday activities. You're working more on the business to be able to create and sustain a sustainable business. You delegate strategically. Right? You have a team. Josie, you said having a great team to be able to delegate. You anticipate and plan. You anticipate what's going to happen, but also plan for what's going to happen. And you build systems for tomorrow. Okay? Not just for today, but also for tomorrow. And you measure what matters. They say if you can't measure it, then it doesn't count. Okay? When it comes to your financial, when it comes to your attraction, or even some, social media campaigns, are you measuring that, the engagement that's happening? So many of us started as hustlers, doing everything, chasing opportunities, staying up late to keep the lights on. Hustle got you where you are here today. Okay, the hustle got you here today. But at some point, hustle becomes the ceiling. You're the engine and the fuel. Eventually, you burn out. And that's very common in businesses. You don't lose your drive. You redirect it to structure, systems, and strategy. Ask yourself, what role do you spend the most time in now? If you have a restaurant, are you in the kitchen? Is that the role? Or are you in the front? What's one task you hand off first if you could? If you're doing the invoicing, the payments, the spreadsheet to see if you're going to be able to make money the following week. If you're your everyday and you're the only solo entrepreneur, then you're still in the hustler mindset, not so much on the builder mindset. So think about, I want you guys to think about, what is one role you spend the most of your time in within your business? Think about that, okay? Meditate on it. And what's one task you hand out first? I want you guys to keep that in mind, because for the next slide, where do you want your business to be in 3 years? Ideally. And you can write it down somewhere in a sticky or in your notebook. Write it down. What would you need to change for you to step away for a week? These are all relevant questions to what's called the Vision Planner worksheet that I'm going to pass out. And for those on Zoom, I will email these worksheets for you guys to review. Okay. This is a vision planning exercise. Some questions. For those on Zoom, you can just grab a piece of notebook, piece of paper from your notebook, and write these questions down. Where do you want your business to be in 3 years? What would need to be in place for you to step away? Could you take a month-long vacation? And would your business still continue on its own? If you took 2 months, 3 months, would your business to be able to continue? And also writing your legacy statement. So in this exercise, you'll be able to see, to help you define a clear vision for your business that's meant to last. Keep it simple and focus on what truly matters to you. So the first question, imagine your business in 3 years. What does your ideal day look like as a business owner? In 3 years, are you in Costa Rica and just taking phone calls and sending emails, working on the business? What does your business look like? Team size, location, income. What kind of income do you want to make in 3 years? And what do you want to be doing less of, but more of? That's for step 1. Step 2 is who runs it if you step away. If you took a 30-day break, what would be in place for the business to continue? And who's responsible for daily operations? And Rogelio, you can click on the,
Sure.
Yeah, there you go. And then share that screen.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. So these are some of the questions for those on Zoom that show you some of the top steps from the Vision Planner worksheet. I always tell businesses when they first start a business, go with the idea of selling it at some point. It's just like your home. When you buy a home, let's just say a fixer-upper, right? We're gonna fix it up so that at some point, it has enough value to sell it. Okay, same thing for your business. You need to start a business with the idea of selling it at some point. Okay, so what does that mean? What kind of assets can you incorporate in the business? Can you buy a building? Can you buy equipment? Can you buy anything asset-wise now to help build the value of the business, right? Vehicles or whatever it is. Or can you build value based on the profit that you make in the business? Because that will increase your potential to be able to sell the business at some point and for it to show the value in profit and in assets. They want to see the value in the business. You can say my business is worth in 5 years, you've been in it for 5 years and your business is worth $100,000. They're gonna say, show me, prove it to me. They're gonna wanna look at tax returns. They're gonna wanna look at your profit and loss income statements. And they're gonna wanna know what are they getting for it? Am I just getting the name? Am I getting the building? Am I getting the equipment? Am I getting the training? To continue to make the profit that you've been making. And the misconception that a lot of businesses have is that, well, I just want to break even or show negative. How does that build value in your business at the end of the year? Okay. Yes, it's less taxes, but it doesn't show profitability.
You're not lending ready.
You're not lender ready. And in order for you to scale and grow, you need more income, more revenues. Step 3, write your legacy statement. That's on page 2. Write your legacy statement. Write 1 paragraph about what you want your business to become and how it should impact 3 things. And you shared a little bit about it, Josie. Life, family, and community. What do you want your business? What kind of impact do you want your business to make in these 3 areas? Your life, your personal life. I'm retired and I'm living in Spain, right? My family, my kids are taken care of. You know, they have their savings and their 529s, and there's enough money in there for them and for the grandkids. Or my community. My community has a strong preschool or daycare center for long term. Okay. All right, back to the presentation. Thank you. The 3 growth foundations that keep a business growing. These are 3 things that have to be almost like fervent, right? Just keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. Systems, customers, revenue. Systems, customers, revenues. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what these simple foundations, it's not about what they are about. It's not about fancy marketing. It's not about big investments. You can have the biggest billboard and still not be making any profit or building a business that's lasts. You can have big investments in the business, doesn't mean you have a profit at the end of the year because you're spending a lot. Even when you step away from the business, the business will continue to grow. Growth comes from structure, not speed. You can grow a business grows too fast and then is not built to make it last. Systems are really the quiet heroes in your business. Okay? Everything should have a system. We're going to jump into this area. Systems. They save you time, protect your energy, and create consistency for your customers. Okay? Think about your daily routine. From the moment somebody calls you or finds you on Google, what system is put in place for you to get that client to actually buy something from you or sign up? What system's in place? If they call you, do you have an automated machine that answers and say, yes, please visit our website, sign the intake form, and somebody will contact you? So think about daily routine. How many things still live in your head or that you have to do on a daily basis to be able to continue with your business? A checklist, a template, a clear process. Those little things free you up to focus on what actually grows in your business. Everything you do in your business should have a system in place, especially that takes you the most time. Systems that save time. Great systems are the ones that standardize things, simplify, and strengthen your business. Written checklists or standard of operating procedures for daily tasks. What's the process if a customer comes in from their journey? What's that process for their journey for a client? Writing it down. Well, they're gonna, get an intake form. They're gonna fill it out. They're gonna get, after they complete the procedure, they're gonna get an automated thank you email and a thank you text saying, thank you for doing business with me. Here's my Google review. And here's a link to schedule your next appointment. That should be automated, a system in place already. Using tools like Google Drive, QuickBooks to keep track of your money that's coming in, money that's going out. Or even Canva templates has great templates that you can follow for your business, whether it's an intake form or whether it's a system for a social media planner, whatever it is. Automating small repeatable actions. So for example, invoices, follow-ups, scheduling. These 3 things should be automated. So what systems can you put in place to simplify your life? So structure isn't about control, it's about freedom. So when you're wearing multiple hats in the business, what hat can you take off to create a system to give you more freedom, to be able to go on vacation and not worry about if your business is going to continue? Every thriving business runs on repeatable steps, not memory. There's a reason why there's a CEO, there's a manager, there's the employee doing it every day, right? When you standardize, simplify, and strengthen, you create structure that gives you more freedom. Ask yourself, if you stepped away for a week, could someone else run your business smoothly for you? If not, what process would they need written down first? If you had an assistant, what process is written down for you to be able to leave so that they can continue with the business? What training needs to happen? Here's a business tip from one of our business owners, Alma, owner of the Best Taquito. And so I'll have 2 videos to share. And please let us know on Zoom if you're not able to hear the sound. I did share the sound when I clicked on sharing screen. So hopefully that plays appropriately. You can go ahead and play
I'm here it's complicated.
it. I know. Let me see.
Yes.
There we go. Share it. So I know those from Zoom were not able to hear the sound on it. Over here. So we're gonna.
Hi everyone, my name is Alma Ornelas. I'm the owner of the Best Taquito, and today I would like to share with you some systems and ideas that had really helped me to manage my business more easily and had also given me the freedom to grow it without always having to be there. The first thing I want to share with you is having an inventory. Having an inventory for me has been a lifesaver. I have two different people in charge, one in the kitchen and one at the register. Usually I place my orders like twice a week. And every night before placing my order, I usually get an updated list from these two people in charge. That really makes my life so easy. I can place my order whatever I am, and I just go to my apps and I place the order and I get them straight delivered to my restaurant the next morning. The second thing I would like to share with you is having a camera system. Having a camera system, it really gives you a peace of mind knowing that you can check your business 24/7. In case of something happen with a customer or an accident that can happen at your business too. So you can have everything recorded in there anytime, anywhere you are. I can check how my employees are doing through the day. It also helped me in case something happened with a customer or an accident happened. And the third thing I would like to share with you is having a POS, which is a point of sale system. Honestly, having a POS, it's really nice for you and it really helps you because that one gives you a whole report of every single detail of your business through the day. It gives you the option to see the hours for your employees, how your sales are doing, and what are the items are selling the most and which ones are not. It gives you the options to help you with a lot of publicity. It also gives you a chance to manage payroll through there. You can even do like emails to your customers and manage all different things in there. I hope that what I have shared today really helps you with your business. If you have any questions or if you would like to talk a little bit more, feel free to contact me. Helping others to grow and succeed is one of my favorite things to do. So hope you guys have a great day and thank you for listening.
For your peace of mind. Thank you. Thank you. So she said a few tips, right? And she's been in business for quite some time, over 10 years, or 17 years. So there's some things that she's learned along the way. She didn't learn it all at once. It's been a process and a journey for her, right? But I love her tips. They're easy things that you can start with. Having inventory control. Even if you're not selling products, you still want to have inventory control. You know, how much toilet paper is in the office, you know, how much hand sanitizer, things that you use on a daily basis. What system do you have in place? So that you're not having to go to the store every week or every other day when your client comes in. Having a camera, yes, if you have a space, right? You never know. Now, some businesses you want more privacy, so of course you wouldn't want to have a camera if it's a private, you know, service that you're giving. And then the other thing was having a POS system, point of sale system. So yes, go ahead.
Yeah, something that I've learned from clients is that the point of sale is so important to be used because that also helps them with their inventory. They're selling so many tostadas, so many tacos, so they're using they're running out of lettuce, so it tells them how many lettuce they're gonna be needing for the following week as things are running out. So it's not just to charge the customers to keep the inventory, and of course to all the reports like she says. In a month, they press the button and they know how much they sold, how much sales taxes they have to pay. So having a point of sale is so important. It's like being an accountant and they're doing everything for you.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for adding that. Yes, a point of sale system, I mean, there's tons of other out there, but you gotta find one that's simple and works for you. Because yeah, these systems that you have in place, POS can tell you what's your service that does the best, revenue wise, right? Because we're gonna talk about revenue on the third foundation, because it's finding revenue that's scalable, okay? And having multiple, if you have multiple streams of revenue, you would wanna know which one is doing the best for the year of 2025. What did you sell the most in? What service? Okay. Thank you. Next foundation, customers. Customers for return. You need customers, right? Or clients to be able to make a business that's meant to last. A customer goes through 5 stages. 5 stages. They're aware of your business, they consider your business, they purchase, then the retention, meaning they keep coming back to you, and then the final advocacy. What's the number one marketing tool that's out there? Number one. Referrals. They're the best marketing. And it does not costing you much, right? Besides keeping the customer happy. So I will spend more money on making sure my customers are happy than my social media. I would focus more on my customers and retaining them so that they can then promote my business. Well, yeah, social media is important, but it's not, don't put all your eggs in one basket, okay? So how can you make sure that your business returns? So they go through different stages. So think of them as the journey your customer takes from the moment they first hear about you to the moment they start telling others about you. What does that journey look like for them? They called, they got a service, they top rated you on Google, ideally, right? Then they, came back and purchased something again and kept coming every month. Then they started promoting you on social media every time you would post. So let's think about, what does that journey look like for you, for your customer? You don't need more people. It's not about more people. It's, you need the right ones to come back. The ones that are gonna be with you long-term, retention and advocacy. You wanna get them at this point. So if you're out searching for new ones, what about the current ones that already did business with you? The ones that already had paid you to do a service.
One thing I like is when I purchase something and all of a sudden, like next day, or I get a thank you. Thank you for your purchase. Have a great day.
Yeah.
It makes me feel special when they took the time to acknowledge me as a customer.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes they're not gonna respond back, right? But it's the thought that can they seen it and they're like, oh, okay, that felt good. And retention is where profitability lives. This is where the profits live. Retention. Okay? Meaning they keep coming back to you. That's where profitability truly lives. It's that follow-up email. It's remembering someone's order when they come in. If somebody knows my order already at a local place, oh man, I love it. It's thanking them without selling them something else. Saying thank you with no intention to then upsell it right away, right? And sell them something else. Now, don't get me wrong, they're part of your email blast probably when you upsell them, but you thank them, and that's the goal, is to thank them, not to just upsell again and want something more from them. Most small businesses grow because people talk about them, not because they advertise the loudest. Ask yourself, what's one small thing you can do this month to make customers feel seen or appreciated? What could you do? Something simple. Doesn't have to be extravagant. Think about how you can collect feedback and reviews to build retention and advocacy. Sending a thank you email, a loyalty perk, checking in after a purchase, how'd it go? Turning word of mouth into a system like a referral program. What's one small thing you could do this month to make customers feel seen or appreciated? I want this question to stay in your minds today. We talked already about the first one, which was systems. Now we're talking about customers. If there's anything that you leave for today regarding customers, think about this. What could you do this month to make your customers or clients feel seen or appreciated? Brand and loyalty. Within the customer or, foundation, you gotta still think about your brand. Is your promise you keep, and for the customers, and for this, the customers will remember, be consistent. Your brand is the promise you keep. That's the brand. The pretty logo is cool. That's awesome. But it goes above that. It's not just the pretty logo. How to explain it out loud? Have to be loud with the intention of building trust. Consistency builds trust. Earlier, we talked about customers who return. The reason they return isn't just because of price or convenience, it's because they trust your brand. So you've got to be consistent. When your brand feels the same way, the same tone, the same quality, the same follow-up, customers know what to expect. That builds safety and trust. For example, a bakery that always greets you warmly and has your favorite pastry ready to go. That's brand consistency really in action. Oh, hey, John, here's your favorite little croissant sandwich, warmed up, ready to go, right? The minute you walk in, that's trust. That's your brand, the promise you keep to build consistency. Make it personal. Emotional connection drives retention. Get personal with your customers and your clients. Loyalty grows when customers feel seen. If you see me, say hi to me. Right? If you see me on social media, we feel a little more comfortable, right? You're like, oh, thank you. But then we're like in public, and we're like, right? No, still see me. Use their names. Remember their preferences. Thank them directly. Your brand voice should sound like a real person who cares. Not just a business who makes a sale. Or with the pretty logo and advertising. We love Rocky Law Group, right? We know they're all over Phoenix and out here in Yuma. But his brand isn't just his logo. It's the music behind the little jingle that they have. It's the community and the connection and we see you all the time, not just online, but offline as well. Example, send a quick text or email to thank someone for their purchase and asking how their order went. How it worked out. How'd it go for you this month? How are your kids feeling this month? How are you feeling? Is there anything we can do better? Okay, that's what's built emotional connection. Follow-ups matter more than the first sale. Keep your promises. Whatever you promised them in the beginning when they first signed up with you, keep that promise. Your brand is basically a promise to your customers and clients. If your website says fast turnaround, then deliver that. If your website says caring and attentive, then deliver that. If your promise quality, protect it. Every time you keep a promise, you reinforce trust. And that's trust turns one-time buyers into long-term supporters, your advocates. They become your advocates for you. When your systems are strong and your brand experience is consistent, customers don't just come back. They start bringing others with them. That's how loyalty turns into advocacy. So you have a good system. Now we're working on customers and making sure that they come back. Okay? You didn't start your business to stay stuck. You started to build something that lasts. Thank you. Now the third foundation is scalable revenue streams. Adding new income layers, wholesale, subscriptions, digital products, or workshops. More work doesn't mean more money. It doesn't. Scalable means your income can grow without your hours increasing equally. A scalable revenue stream doesn't mean that you're not spending more work or more hours. You're just being smarter with your time and creating an income for yourself, that is going to sell on its own. So for Josie, an idea might be tips for, how to continue consistent education at home after the daycare, a toolkit, an ebook on your website that can be downloadable for $15.99, let's just say. You're not doing much work. You're just making sure that you create it at first, and then now it's scalable, it's revenue. Or how to start your own daycare and preschool in your area as well. Same thing for you, Kayla. How to start your own. And I know you do certificate programs and trainings. You're having to be there and train. Could you do something online? Right? That's scalable. Bundling services or selling in packages instead of one-offs. A bundle. Okay? You get waxing and you get, lymphatic massage therapy or whatever it is, right? Bundled together. If your goal is to double your income without doubling your hours, what could that look like? Reviewing your pricing to reflect the real value, not just the time spent. Review your pricing. What value are you giving? Not just the time you spend providing that. Managing finances for growth. You can't grow what you don't measure. Track monthly income and expenses. Monthly. And if you want to do weekly, then do weekly. Identify 3 money leaks. Where are you spending the most? Where can you cut back? Besides coffee. Where are you spending the most? Plan for profit, not just survival. Don't survive, thrive in your business. Repeat with me. And also on Zoom, you can repeat. You can't grow what you don't measure.
You can't grow and don't measure.
Thank you. You can't grow what you don't measure. Now, I created this weekly financial tracking sheet for you guys. And it's on that link right there. Thank you.
This one.
Yeah. Okay. This weekly financial tracking sheet, take it home, fill it out now. Use this sheet to keep it a simple, clear view of your financial health each week. Reviewing your numbers regularly helps you make confident decisions and grow sustainably. Okay? So just keep it simple every week. Every week. This will help you make confident decisions. Okay? Weekly review summary here. Total sales / revenue. I want you to list all your products and services. If you need more space, then pull up another sheet. What product, how many units sold, price per unit, total sales, and any top notes or top sellers that need work. So if it was waxing, how many did you do that week? How much what it was in total sales for the week, and where do you need more work? Okay. So if your end goal is $100,000 a year, break it down per month, then break it down per week. Then compare what you're actually doing. Weekly expenses. Total weekly expenses. Major expense list. Your category, the description, the amount, and any notes. Can you reduce somewhere where you can reduce, right? More money coming in, less money going out. Outstanding invoices. Who owes you? Right? Is this happening on a regular basis that they're continuously owing you? Amounts. The due date for them. And here you do your profit check. Revenue minus expenses equals profit. That is what's important. Not the revenue. Revenue is important, but the end goal is the profit, right? That's what shows where your business is profitable. Is this enough to cover customer personal pay, your pay, and business needs? Yes or no? Be realistic with yourself. And if it's not, it's okay. Because this is where you know now where the work needs to happen. What can you reduce, cut, or increase? Some notes. Questions to ask yourself. What can you reduce, cut, or increase? Any follow-ups or collections needed? If somebody keeps owing you money, and they'll say, I'll pay you next month, I'll pay you in 2 months. Where can we start maybe charging for every time that they pay late? Right? Because you need your income as well. Okay. Any questions on this? You guys good on time? All right. Well, we'll continue. You know, we said 2 hours, but it may be shorter.
I'm just gonna take a break. You guys need to take a break?
Okay. All right. This right here, who can tell me what this is?
QuickBooks?
Sure. How many of you guys, by show of hands on Zoom and in person, know QuickBooks? Nope. QuickBooks is you do multiple things. Keeps track of your bookkeeping. It's a POS system, right? To charge people, send invoices. It keeps track of your mileage. You can run reports, you name it. It's one of the top POS systems that businesses use because it's accountants love it. They're able to, they use this for themselves. It's affordable. The online version is affordable. $30, that's an expense, I know, but it keeps track of all your accounts. It shows you what product or service that you do is selling the most. Where are you spending the most in your account, your chart of accounts, right? Where can you maybe have an automated invoice that is sent out automatically without you having to touch it? And there's also CRM. It keeps track of your customers' information. Okay. So this is something to help you create a system for your customers in order to see your revenue, scalable revenue. Having this in place is going to help you. You always have to think, what tools can I implement that will take me away from doing it myself by hand or by typing it away, okay? What can be automated? Yes.
One thing, the tool that I used when I did the accounting, the administration portion was the automatic paying the bills, doing the payroll. Pretty much everybody was salary, but only our clerk was part-time. So we would just add the hours. It's just having it set, somebody, a professional set it up for us. And then it's so much easier, saves you so much time. You don't have to have, pay so much for an accountant to do it for you every week. If it's payroll every 2 weeks, you just have the system and it tells you how much you're gonna owe for the 941s at the end of the quarter. And of course, if you wanna take it to your CPA, they can review that everything you've done is correct. It saves you a lot of money. And I love using it because it was easy to use.
Imagine it's $30 or $20 a month that you're spending out, but it's saving you, $500 a month, let's just say. Because you're able to see, $500 meaning in time, because time is money, or in being able to distinguish which revenue streams work best for you that you need to focus more of your, your time in. But yes, it's a great way. And even if it's not QuickBooks, it could be something else. There's Wave, there's FreshBooks, there's tons of other ones that are out there for you. And it is a tax write-off, yep. And then at the end of the year, after you don't have to keep track of your receipts. You take a picture of it on your phone and it keeps it and you categorize as to which expense that was. Was that utilities? Was that products? Was that inventory? So then you're able to just download a report, your profit and loss statement, and take it to your tax person to do your taxes. Yeah, it's a great tool.
I did that at the beginning. And I stopped, I just got an accountant, so he does all that.
Right.
I'm that part. I use other things for the billing. But, let's say, this has been when my comment, let's say I don't wanna have an accountant, and I've had him for the past 8 years, I'm a single accountant. Because the fees are ridiculous, because we're
Right.
not. With the IRS, is there a certain amount or revenue or whatever that says after this amount, you have to get an accountant? Or can I use that myself and just hire an employee and admin and do it all for me?
You don't, you
Or
don't,
if I pull away from my accountant, this is my fear, like if I pull away from my accountant and then IRS says, hey, what's going on? What, you know, cause, I have to audit you. Not that I have anything, but just the whole headache of an audit. That I've always wondered.
generally, the IRS doesn't know you have an accountant until when you do taxes, right? And they do the taxes for you. They don't know they're the accountant and the tax advisor. You can still have your accountant do a quarterly assessment to make sure everything's done properly.
That's what we had done.
So that the accountant must submit my taxes at the end of the year.
It doesn't have to be the accountant, it could be a tax advisor, or
Can
yeah,
I do it?
yeah, you can do
Or
it if you know.
somebody,
how
like
to
if
do
I
it.
train somebody or take somebody to my place, they'll
Yeah.
get trained.
You can do it.
The system keeps track of how much 941s, when you remove for Social Security, when you're matching and all that. The system tells you this is how much you're gonna owe every quarter for your employee payroll. And then you have to set up an EFTPS account, electronic fund transfer payments with the federal government. And you just, from QuickBooks, it tells you owe $400 this month for the quarter. This is how much you have to pay the IRS for the quarterly reports. So it's, like I said, it's very easy once you learn how to use it. But at the end of if you don't want to do the taxes at the end of the year, you could have somebody do it, but all the reports are already in QuickBooks. They're just gonna get the totals, make sure you pay everything with it during the year. And then at the end of the year, it would just be the income tax return that you filed. And now you can create an account with the IRS online, and you can enter all that information yourself as well. So it's just getting educated, but I would definitely recommend somebody guiding you, especially the first year that you're gonna do it, so that you wanna make sure you're doing it right. And all the official websites, that's something that I recommend to our clients. If you talk to the IRS directly, they will be able to, you will be on hold for a few minutes, but they will guide you through the process. They have the chat boxes. IRS, that website has a little chat box that you can, but once you have an EIN number, now you can create it. And it's great. So don't be intimidated by any of the state, federal, because they're very easy access to us. They're willing to assist you as well.
To answer your question, just you don't, after a certain amount of money, it's not required to have, an actual, you do require to have a tax advisor, right? And have a certified tax advisor to admit it. You can do it yourself, the daily, but the yearly ones, the total, end of the year, that's always advised. My advice, talk to a professional, a CPA or a tax advisor when you're making changes. Okay. Growth without burnout. How do you grow without burning out? It's by creating a sustainable business, not a speedy business, right? Fast business. So build routines that support you. Rest is part of the plan. Your rest is important. And delegate before it's urgent. I have a video to share. Did we share?
Hi, my name is Karina.
In the foothills area. And so I'll have you guys watch and listen.
Hi, my name is Karima Heyer. I own and operate Nishim Cafe in Yuma, Arizona. We opened in September of 2022. We import coffee from Chiapas, Mexico, and we specialize in organic drinks and organic food. Today we're going to talk about the burden. All that stress, overwhelming, and the daily operations in a small business. As a business owner, I learned over time that delegating, organizing, and scheduling will be a lot of stress off my shoulder. For example, advertising. Advertising was one of my biggest concerns because I'm not that young, I don't know the new trends, and I don't know how to manage social media. There are too many platforms out there. So by partnering with my daughter and the cafe, she took over that portion of the business, advertising and marketing. As we move on into the business, inventory was another area where we find out that you can order too much supplies or not enough. Too much inventory, staying behind where you spend all that money and that inventory that is not going to be utilized right away. I had an inventory for over 6 months when I just opened. Not having enough is also not a good thing because you have your customers coming in and you don't have the supplies to make it their orders. So as we move along the way, I had to organize the sales and reports, inventory, accounting, and banking. On the daily operations, I was trained at the beginning to do all of them right away. I really didn't know that I can't wait to make the deposit by the end of the week, or I can do the books certain day of the week and cut up with invoices, payments, and ordering. By delegating, that was another area that I have to learn on how to delegate and trust in my daughter, and that she will be able to create a menu, have good ideas on what we can create on those menus. So that's when we started to separate what would be her more specific jobs and what would be mine. I was very stressed by trying to get the business moving on the daily basis. By her creating the menu and me looking at the prices and the items, portions, and coming up with a price to sell versus the cost, that will give us a better understanding how much money we're going to be making at the end of the day. Speaking about the inventory, having too much inventory will also spoil some of these items, and which is a waste. Another area that I learned how to delegate and take that stress off my shoulders was maintenance. Maintenance, not only for the equipment, but for the air conditioning, the cleanness of the shop, and just scheduling. So I learned that by having one of my employees creating a spreadsheet, and on that spreadsheet with dates, when was a certain, for example, the air conditioner AC, the filter, when was the last time it was changed and what needed to be changed again. And then my daughter will look at the inventory with another spreadsheet created by another employee when we need to reorder certain items or supplies for the shop. Delegating, organizing, scheduling was a huge burden off my shoulders. I hope that this video helps you with getting some ideas for your own business and that you guys can run your business smoothly. And again, this is Karime Hager. I own Nishim Cafe in Yuma, Arizona. Bye.
Tip from real business owners. There's two ways we can learn how to run a business: the textbook version, which is the school version, or the real world version. And that's why I like to incorporate a little bit of both. What business says talk about, what business, material and educational materials out there, but also the real world. What are real business owners doing and struggling with? We talked a little bit about a few things that help you grow without burning out, right? Which is delegating, inventory, and maintenance control. You can't scale chaos. You scale clarity. Okay? You cannot scale chaos. If your business is chaotic and all over the place, and you're not managing it and running it, and it's burning you out, that's chaotic. And there's no potential for scale there. You'll always be trying to catch up every year and grow. So when these three things work together, systems, customers, scalable revenue. You move from surviving to building something that lasts. And it starts with documenting, simplifying, and serving well. All right, my next slide is your 90-day action plan. I want this to be your next 4 moves. And I'm gonna pass this worksheet out for you guys. I want you to, 1, build or improve one system in your business. Build or improve one system, just one thing. Is it the intake process? Is it the invoicing? Something in your business. Build one to improve. Ask yourself for week 1 through 2. What is one task to repeat every day or week? How can this task be simplified, automated, or delegated? Circle the one that you want. What tool or checklist or person could support this system? So if you say social media management, because you do it every day, and it's too much, how can this task be simplified, automated, or delegated? Well, it can be maybe automated. What tool or person could support this system? There's tools out there that automate your social media based off of your brand. So looking for that tool, right? And it does it for you. Action step. I want you guys to write what the answers to these questions within that box. For week 3 and 4, improving customer retention. How do you ask yourself, how do you currently follow up with customers? Can you add a small gesture, thank you note, email discount to show appreciation? How will you measure impact? And then you can fill that in the next box. For month 2, we're 60 days in now. Test the scalable revenue idea. What is one new product, service, or bundle you could test? Test it out. Can this generate income without you directly involved? Okay. What will you use to track success? What was that quote we talked about? You cannot
scale chaos.
You cannot scale chaos. Yes. Yes, you can't grow what you don't measure. Month 3, we're 90 days in. 90 days in, reflect, adjust, and create routine. What worked in month 1 and 2? Why didn't it work and why? What didn't work, why? And create a weekly check-in routine, 15 to 30 minutes to review the progress of what you did, the first and the second. You're the CEO. I want you guys to wear that CEO hat. Start taking off the other hats off by delegating, automating, or creating a system for it in order for you to leave the CEO hat. CEO. Amazon from CEO is not boxing up the boxes to send shipments out. Just not happening, right? He's not, the CEO is not shipping the boxes and sending them to you guys. He's working on the business, the builder mindset. And that's what I want you guys to focus on. Which hat can I start slowly taking off in order to keep the CEO? Final week, connect and reflect. Who can support your next growth phase? A mentor, a peer,